Good morning, friends. Well, I haven't been in my garden in about 3 days. My daughter had a baby, so I have a grandson who is pure perfection. So I've been spending a lot of time with my daughter and my grandson, so I haven't had a chance to go in the garden. So I think it's in shambles because when you have a grow bag garden, you have to be consistent in your watering. You have to water every day, sometimes twice a day. So I don't know what to expect. I expect that I probably have some blossom end rot, probably some fallen fruit, and disease and infestation somewhere. My sister-in-law came by yesterday and she said that I had a lot of vegetables that were ready for harvest. So my plan is to go harvest and assess for infestation and disease and then take care of that and address that probably through pruning and applying a baking soda water dish detergent mixture. If that doesn't work in the next few days, then I might try a fungicide. I just try not to apply fungicides too often within the growing season. So we'll just have to keep a check on that and see how that's going. So y'all, let's go look at this garden and see if it's in shambles. I don't know what to expect, so let's get going. Okay, so like I said, I haven't been to my garden in a few days. So from a distance, she looks okay. And there is tons of red tomatoes and fruit. I can see it from a distance. So I'm going to show you guys all the harvesting I have to do today, which is probably going to take me all day. You can see from here all the red fruit. It's just peeking through the leaves. And so let's go see what needs to be harvested. Now the leaves aren't too bad. I can see some disease and dried up leaves. You can see right here. So we're gonna have to prune that. I see some right there. So, but we have a lot of harvesting to do. There's a lot of ready vegetables that are ready. My strawberry bed is completely decimated. I'm gonna see if I can rejuvenate it and bring it back to life. I see, can you see over there in the other row, all of those tomatoes and more. I have onions that need to be harvested. More tomatoes. Some sun scald I see on my tomatoes. I have some zucchini that needs to be harvested. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. It's just so much. So this is going to take some time today. And then I see some leaves that need to be pruned. Eggplant that needs to be picked. You can see the red all down this aisle. And I can see a lot of peppers that are in need of being harvested as well. I see some beans that did not get harvested and that have gone to seed. So I'm going to go ahead and just let them dry out and keep the seeds and replant them. More peppers. More peppers. So I have a lot of work to do. My tomatoes look great on this aisle. And these watermelons need to be put in hammocks. So we're going to get that done today as well. Now my green beans were actually doing really well, but then I had Japanese beetles come and they just decimated the leaves. So I took care of the Japanese beetles, but I mean the beans suffered. So I'm going to harvest what beans I can. If they're too far gone, I'm going to let them stay on the vine and then just harvest the seeds or harvest the beans. More watermelon that needs to be put in hammocks. Over there are my blackberry bushes. I have them all along my fence, all the way down this fence to the road. And then I have more blackberry bushes all the way in the back. You probably can't see. My property goes back far. I'm on 5 acres, so I have a decent sized amount of land. I have some elderberry bushes back here. This is my okra. Woo, you see this okra patch is overrun with weeds, and I actually see some okra that needs to be picked. So I have to do that too. Do some harvesting in my okra patch. Do some weeding. These are my 6 raised beds with trellises. They have either squash, melon, or cucumbers. And I have 1 pumpkin plant. And it's doing fairly well. They're starting to turn orange. But as you can see, it's a lot of leaves that need to be pruned. They're old. I had some powdery mildew on some of the leaves, and they've just gotten overrun. You have to really stay on top of it. You can see my bee over there doing his job. But this is just madness. So I have to come in here and prune this. I like to come and prune my garden beds over here early in the morning or in the evening because the bees are just plentiful over here, and I try not to disturb them. See there, see more over there. They love it here. This is bee haven. This is their area of the garden. So I let them have it. I'm going to show you my elderberries. I don't know how they're doing either, so let's check and see if they're doing okay. Typically they are overrun by Japanese beetles, so I try to keep an eye on it. But again, I've been gone for a few days, so let's go see how they're doing. So here are my elderberries. I have 8 elderberry plants. I planted them last year. You can see some fruit is trying to come. I did get a chance to harvest some elderberries last year, but just a few, not a lot to do anything with, so I just froze them. So we'll have fruit soon on this bush and on this bush. The others haven't really done any fruiting. The others haven't done any flowering, so I don't expect any fruit from them this year. But they're growing, and this one here, I think this is copper poisoning from when I did a fungicide application, and I don't know, it might have been my fault. Maybe I put too much because I don't know if I adequately measured it, but I think it's going to come back. It's just going to take some time, which is why I don't like to apply fungicides too often in the garden season. But these will produce some fruit here, this tree, and this one. So out of all the elderberries, the 8 elderberry bushes, these 2 will produce, well, the first one will give me a little bit of fruit. So this one here is flowering, so we will get some elderberries from it. And this one has flowered. And these are my grapevines. I have 5. We need to trellis these on cattle panels. We just haven't had the time to do so. But there are grapes. Now, I don't remember the variety of the grapes off the top of my head. I will have to check my garden planner to see exactly which is which. But we have some more grapes here. Now this is my Brassica area where my cabbage, kale, and collards are, and Swiss chard. It's doing okay, but it did get eaten by some cabbage worms, I believe. So we're gonna have to spray that and take care of that. But my cabbage is okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. So it can be remedied. And I'm growing them in 2-gallon grow bags. Celery is doing okay. Some kale, more cabbage. Well, that's a quick tour of the garden and an assessment. So I'm gonna get started on harvesting. The sun is coming out and I don't want to be out here dripping in sweat. And I want to get it done and over with. I want to go spend time with my grandson. So let's get going and I'll show you what I harvest when I'm done. We didn't get a chance to harvest yesterday because we had a thunderstorm come through. So we're going to harvest today before the next thunderstorm comes, so we don't have a lot of rotten fruit on our plants and so we can get something. So my husband's going to help me today so we can get through this, because this is going to probably take a couple of hours. And we want to try to do it before the sun comes out, so it's early in the morning. And get started, and we'll show you our harvest when we're done. All right. So our garden turtle made his way to our back patio last night, I guess from the thunderstorm. So he's relocated him to the edge of our property where we have more trees and a creek that runs through, so give him some shelter and access to water. So as soon as my husband returns, then we'll get started on the tomatoes and work our way to the peppers, beans, okra, melon, cucumbers, and squash. So I'm going to get started without him, and then he'll join me when he returns. I'm going to quickly show you all of the tomatoes that need to be harvested. Is he over there with you? You done? I heard green beans and I ain't hear what else you said.
There's a lot of dead.
These are black strawberries, also another favorite. You see these are all split. I'm sure they split last night. These are money makers. I really expected them to be a little bigger, but it's my first time growing money maker this year. But they are very prolific, as you can see. But there's a lot of them has split. Now this one has blossom end wrap, as you can see, which I expected to see. These are lemon boy. Now the first two bags I harvested were Sun Sugar, Sun Gold, Orange Zinger. Lemon Boy is one of my favorite tomatoes. I love the flavor. super steak. Missed one. These are Amish paste. Well, this is very unique. I'm going to tie this branch up, which must have gotten knocked down in a storm. I'm going to blossom end rot. I do find that San Marzano is very prone to blossom end rot. More blossom end rot. Some of these I would typically leave on the vine, but because we're expecting more thunderstorms, I'd rather take what I can get. Here's a block pepper. And instead of letting the storm split them open and I get nothing, like a lot of these are split open. It is always best to harvest before a storm. Whew. I'm gonna get my squash, my zucchini. While I'm moving here. I believe those are rubies, green German. Blossom end rot. Here is San Marzano. I expect to find a lot of blossom end rot. This variety is just prone to have some in-rot, and I'm not very happy about it. So I will not be growing San Marzanos again. They just don't hold up well. My basket is almost full.
That's why I brought this basket too small. My basket got full, I already emptied it.
I wanted to take a picture of it, but it's alright. What you get so far? Peppers and beans?
Yeah, I got some over there.
Okay, we'll start on the tomatoes. So this is Roma. Similar to San Marzano. Red beef steak. Didn't get too big though. Berry barrel boar and true black. What are these? These are black cherry and park swapper. Hey, can you help me on this tree right here? On this one? Some of my smush from the rain. I knew I was going to have a lot of smushy ones. I knew when that rain came, it was going to devastate them. Rain made them split. It's too much water.
You get a whole basket full off of one little tree.
Well, now that we harvested, all I got to do now is get them back healthy so they can give me some more fruit. It'll be a while before I get a whole lot of red ones again.
I forgot, I left my gloves down. Some of them you barely touch them, boy, and they can pull off.
Black cherry. If we'd have got out here yesterday, it wouldn't have been as bad. This rain jacked them up. I wish we can. I gotta stop procrastinating. That's my fault. But my little person needed me. My husband had to empty his basket, so now we're gonna go down another row. We're gonna do sun sugar, sun peach, and sun gold. Sun sugar. Split open. Oh, they getting started down there at your auntie's house.
They going to church first.
This is sun peach.
That off.
The rain did it for me. I let God do it. You know what your auntie say? I wanted to taste it because once they get mixed up, I won't know what's what. And I wanted to know what they taste like. Sun peach.
What's wrong?
Good. Tasty.
Are you taking the yellow ones off too over here?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they turned red too.
No, they turn orange. And everything over here turned orange in these first 3 bags. Over here and over there. I think it might be some that turn red, but they all should be orange. That was too far away, so I'm just gonna use this little one. Sun sugar. Sun sugar. Sun sugar, and it looks like this is black strawberry from hanging that came over to the other bag. Yep, black strawberry. They were purple and then they turned red and brown.
And those big ones ready though.
What? These? No, they still purple. Black strawberry. Nope. So finish these, getting the sun sugar, and I'll go down. This is Celebrity. Amish paste. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. It's already got some red on it, but I don't want to lose it. This is black strawberry. More San Marzano. Where you go, baby? Elias. Pink and yellow stripe. Aromas.
You spelled that one on bad.
This is orange accordion. Then I have black cherry and pineapple and Dr. Weechi. This is Dr. Weechi's. And these are sun sugar. And this is aromas. These are aromas, lemon boys. These are Cherokee purple. More Cherokee purple. More sun sugar, chocolate cherry, and Paul Robeson, and triple crop. Chocolate cherry. These are chocolate cherry, they're purple, and then they turn into that pretty reddish burgundy color. It's called orange accordion. It's supposed to look like this. Orange accordion.
I need to go put some of these in the sink.
Orange accordion. This is our second wagon full, and we still have another aisle and a half of tomatoes to do and the peppers to do. So we're going to keep on pushing forward. I'm going to empty this first because the big tomatoes will squish the little tomatoes, especially since they're so vulnerable from the storm the other day. They're easily splitting right now, so we try to empty it before it gets too full. So we're going to dump this in the sink with a little bit of vinegar so they can soak, and then we're going to finish harvesting the rest of the tomatoes and peppers. I want to show you what sun scald looks like on a tomato. See, it's really thin skin, and it usually happens when there's not enough protection over the tomato from the sun. Here are our tomatoes and peppers. This is just the first batch. We didn't have enough room, so we're doing it in stages. This is some of the peppers, and then 30+ variety of tomatoes. Well, that's the end of our harvest for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, have a good day, friends.